truthfully, do men know right away?
I'm not gonna speak for all men.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
you ain't let me do that one for you.
Yeah,
huh?
no,
He wasn't gonna let the bros down.
she almost got me. What I'll say for me is that I think I look at things emotionally to see if I'm meeting a representative or if this is genuinely who they are.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And you have the tools to be able to determine that. Age, huh?
Wisdom is a wonderful thing.
I love it, Daryl. I love it. Thank you so much for being honest. I really do appreciate that.
And I do want to say thank you also for allowing me to be slightly disruptive earlier. I like to ask questions to seek to understand a little more, so I do appreciate that opportunity.
Absolutely fine. It really helps us on, I'm being very transparent now. It helps us on and off camera.
Yes.
And I will be honest and listen, he's the man behind the camera. If he decides to edit this, that's fine. I will be very honest and vulnerable right now. We have different communication styles. And yes, sometimes it's a bit challenging. But I will honestly say we would talk about things 3 to 5 days if we need to in order to understand what the other one is actually saying. And I believe that honest, open communication has been a lost art. Yes. Sometimes people get frustrated, and I'm not saying we don't get frustrated with each other.
That's why it took 3 to 5 days.
Because sometimes we may have to walk away, not talking to each other, maybe not discussing that topic.
Correct.
But we make sure we circle back to it because one of the most important things that we really want to do this time around is to not have things underlying or still brewing and festering that we didn't deal with. And then 2 years in, that thing is still a problem.
Right.
So we're not perfect, but that was the number one thing that we placed on the table with our intentional dating, to always be brutally honest if it required. Not to hurt, not to crush, not to cause injury.
I was just about to say, I think we've actually changed the brutally honest to respectfully honest.
I can go with that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we say the complete truth on how we feel.
Yes.
And we always start with the I feel because it may just simply be a feeling at the moment. It may not be something that, I like the word that he uses when we're talking, monumentally, how you say it? Is this monumental in your mind? Like, is that have I built that up in my mind? Is it beyond the feeling? So when it's an I feel statement, meaning it's not necessarily ingrained in us, but we feel that at the moment, we start the statement with, I feel XYZ. And then we take the time to really ask additional questions. And in order to make sure that we understand what the other person says, we say, tell me what you heard.
Tell me what you heard.
Because sometimes what you said is not what that person heard.
Yes. I'm guilty of that a lot, especially if the emotions are starting to...
Or we're filtering it through old sugar honey iced tea.
Yes.
So, and that's just real because we are humans, right? Although we both have went through therapy, and I said that because he shared it and I've shared it before. We went through therapy and we are learning to not see things through certain lenses. But there are those moments that I'd be like, oh, wait a minute, that look and feel a little
familiar. Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Oh, I remember I was going away from that. Can you explain that a little bit more to me? Yes.
Where is that originating from?
Correct.
Right. So both of us are still processing and going through our individual journeys. And that was a conversation this is going to be an amazing season. D and me, I'm telling you. And both of us understood that we were going through our individual processes, even when we are lying. whoever you're dating may still be processing some things as an individual, but that's up to you early on to make that decision. Hey, am I going to be 10 toes down in this journey? Or, hey, I thought I could, but I might need to go ahead and let you process that up by yourself a little bit longer. But that's just being truthful.
Correct.
Of not having things misalign with what you really desire to see. Mm-hmm. And that's also that ease of grace worked in there where, hey, I know I was looking for this. And in the beginning, you know, it was great. And you're still a phenomenal person. Not hitting them with the, it's me, not you. It's not hitting them with that. But really saying, hey, this is not for me. And having that grace to say, I gave you a little bit of time to see if if we're gonna be able to navigate these waters, but they're just still a little too murky for me.
Right. And that's if there was a lot of over communicating to give the opportunity for open communication on both sides.
Absolutely.
To figure out if that truly can work or not.
Because at the end of the day, your love is truly sacred. And it needs to be protected. And that does piggyback on when I say you are the prize. Mm-hmm. When you're looking to become one as two individuals, you both are the prize. To make a bigger prize. Mm-hmm. To hopefully be life purpose partners. But that's two individuals coming together, being intentional with not just dating, but with life. Uh-huh. So even with the intentional dating that you share, that you date with the intent to marry, if you're intentionally dating, that's what well, some people aren't getting married, but at some point you're saying, hey, that's my person. Understand your non-negotiables. Remember that you are valuable. And I want to say that's a good place for us to stop. The last thing I want to say is clarify what you really want in a partner. Sometimes we don't know that. And that goes back to the beginning of the show where we have to be self-aware. We don't take enough time to get to know ourselves. Mm-hmm. We don't get to know our yeses and our nos. And then when we do know them, we don't feel confident enough in ourselves to stand on that. That's why a lot of times we will start compromising beyond compromise because we're afraid to be alone. We're afraid to do things alone. Learn to go out to eat by yourself. Take yourself to the movie. Go to the spa alone. Go on a vacation by yourself. Get to know who you really are. Because sometimes we hide behind things and people. We hide behind things and people because those distractions keep us from having to see us and deal with us. Let me say it differently. Those distractions keep us from seeing you and dealing with you. Learn to define who you are, know who you are, then you'll know what you really desire in a partner. And if you don't like those things that are in you, do something about it. Don't just talk about it. Have an action plan. Set goals for yourself. It's a work. It's not an easy work. It's work. But I promise you, you are worth it. You got anything you want to say, Daryl?
I just want to say thank you for having me on the show.
Are you coming back?
if you will have me back.
Oh, you're not going anywhere, Daryl. Thank you, Lotuses, for tuning in to the Lotus Letters podcast, the special edition of Me and D. Stay tuned to next episode. Love you.